Yes.
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes, ma'am. It's audible now. So it's a great pleasure to have you here in this particular program, ma'am. On the behalf of our college, as a Department of English, I extend my warm welcome to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Our in charge of this particular series, knowing the book series, Honorable Dr. Sachin Bandare, sir. So I just request you to take charge of this session. Bandare sir is please.
Good morning, all of you.
Very good.
On behalf of Rajarshi Charu Mahavidyalaya, on behalf of Department of English, and on my own behalf, I welcome all the respected members for this Knowing a Book lecture series, which is conducted by Department of English, Rajarshi Charu Mahavidyalaya, Autonomous, Nagpur. Ma'am, it's great privilege to share you the fact that the Knowing a Book lecture series is started with the inspiring words of our Honorable Principal Dr. Mahadev Gawane sir. During COVID-19, it is observed that students and teachers they are lagging behind somewhere in reading the books. A lot of information is poured through social media and through different digital platforms. So it is observed that students and teachers are going away from reading the books or reading necessary academic things. Taking this point into account, Honorable Principal has suggested the Department of English to start Knowing a Book lecture series. And Honorable respected Dr. Anuja Jadhav Madam, head of our department, has taken this fact into account and she discussed the things with our departmental colleagues. And we took the decision to start Knowing a Book lecture series for the spreading of the reading culture among the academicians and the students. And ma'am, it's my great privilege to share you the fact that many renowned literary authors from Marathi and Hindi literature, many professors from Marathi and Hindi language have shared their views on different books written by themselves as well as written by stalwarts on this platform. As far as a series of Knowing a Book lecture series is concerned, this is 13th lecture which we are going to organize. And in this academic year, it is the second lecture that is the most important thing to understand and to note at this point. Another important factor about this Knowing a Book lecture series is that we have been inviting the people from Marathi, Hindi, and English language and literature. It is not only associated with English textbooks, but all over the literary texts or the text from the Marathi, Hindi, and English language, and the text, renowned text, inspirational books from various renowned authors. So, without taking much time between you and the audience, I would like to share the fact that today we are going to have a lecture by Dr. P. Mantha Madam. She is the head Department of English from Swami Vivekanand Mahavidyalaya, Shirur, Nanded. So now I would like to welcome all the members, respected Mantha ma'am, respected Dr. Anuja Jadhav ma'am, my colleague Dr. Chandrasekhar Davne, all my departmental colleagues, Archana Sawant ma'am, Mr. Panchal sir, and Mr. Ankur Shenge, the lab technician, and all the students assembled for this Knowing a Book lecture series. So I welcome you, ma'am, for this Knowing a Book lecture series. And now I request our MA English student, Mr. Dnaneshwar Dikshit, to introduce today's chief guest and resource person, Dr. P. Mantha ma'am, to the students. So over to Dikshit.
Good morning, everyone. It is an absolute honor and privilege to welcome you all to today's special session where we dive into the thought provoking and inspiring book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. This book, written by Robin Sharma, is not just a story, but a transformational guide to leading a more fulfilling and meaningful life. To help us gain deeper insight into this book and its valuable lessons, we have an esteemed guest speaker with us today, Dr. Mantha Ma'am is a distinguished academician and an associate professor of English at Swami Vivekananda Mahavidyalaya, Shiru Tasban, University, Ramanand Tirtha Marathwada University, Nanded, with over 25 years of experience in the field of education. She has made significant contributions to English literature and research, having earned her PhD in English literature in 2010. She had since published a number of research papers esteemed national and international journals. Her expertise extends beyond research and teaching. She has actively participated in national and international conferences, organized impactful seminars, and delivered guest lectures on soft skill and personality development. Her keen interest in Indian writing in English and feminism is reflected in her editorial contributions to the books on contemporary literature. Additionally, she has successfully guided multiple research scholars furthering academic excellence in the field. Today, we are privileged to hear from Dr. Mantha Ma'am as she share her insights on the monk who sold his Ferrari, a book that explores themes of self-discovery, purpose, and personal growth. I am confident that her words will inspire us to reflect on our own lives and embrace the wisdom contained in this powerful book. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming our esteemed guest, Dr. Mantha Ma'am.
Thank you,
Dhaneshwar.
Dhaneshwar, for wonderful introduction.
Now I invite Honorable Mantha Ma'am to present her views on the monk who sold his Ferrari. Welcome, ma'am. Ma'am, now over to you.
Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful introduction, Dhaneshwar, and Dr. Anuja Madam, Head Department of English, and Sachin Bhandare sir for inviting me and making me a part of this wonderful event of book review session. So I would like to thank the Department of English and all the organizers at the very outset. And further, I will continue with this book review. Friends, we all of us know The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari is a beautiful book written by Robin Sharma. It is subtitled as a fable about fulfilling your dreams and reaching your destiny. It was published in 1997. The author, Robin Sharma, is an international books best-selling author. He was a litigant lawyer, a motivational speaker, a great author of several bestsellers, including The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. He was born on 16th June 1964. He started his career at the age of 25. He became widely known for his second book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. After becoming a successful writer, he quit his career as a lawyer and became a full-time writer. He is a globally respected humanitarian. He has been devoted to helping human beings realize that native gifts. He is recently named as one of the world's top leadership gurus. Robin Sharma has written multiple bestsellers, including The 5 a.m. Club, The Leader Who Had No Title, and Who Will Cry When You Die. Sharma's works focus on the topics like leadership, productivity, and self-mastery. The book has 13 chapters, subtitles with the initial title of Wake Up Call, and the 13th chapter, The Timeless Secret of Lifelong Happiness. The present book is written in a parable form as it teaches a lesson. In this book, the character named Julian Mantle shares his wisdom with his former colleague John, revealing his lessons inspired by Eastern philosophy and mindfulness. It is an autobiography of Robin Sharma. It is evident from the foreword of the author when he says, "About 15 years ago, I was very successful but deeply unhappy litigation lawyer, much like Julian Mantle." Julian Mantle is the character in this book. Filled with pain and sensing I wasn't living anything, most powerful and profound ideas, practices, tools for enduring happiness and peace. What I discovered transferred my enduring happiness and share everything I learned within the book. So I decided to share everything in the book which you are now holding. That is The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. The present book is about the story of Julian Mantle, a high-powered lawyer with a luxurious lifestyle. He is obsessed with the materialistic pleasures in the pursuit of wealth, but his relentless pursuit of wealth and status leaves him stressed, unhappy, and physically and emotionally unwell. Please, the first slide one, please. Yeah. He develops more hunger for prestige, for glory, and for more money. And as expected, he becomes enormously successful. He achieved reputation, good income in 7 figures, a spectacular and big mansion for living. He owned a private jet, a summer home on a tropical island, and all the above. He owned a shiny red Ferrari, the world's best race car. He worked hard enough, ignoring his physically and mental health, because he was blinded by the illusionary version of the term success. He wanted to be successful at any cost. So despite of all the luxury that he has earned, he wanted to be more successful. So in that process, he was obsessed with the work. Gradually, he drove deep himself into the ground. Nothing has satisfied him. Eventually, his marriage failed. Nothing in life satisfied him. He was not sure what he wanted. And at the age of 53, Julian Mantle looked as if he is in 70s, 70. He looked 70 years old. His face was mass of wrinkles, which we generally find in old people. His stressful life, late midnight dinners, expensive restaurants, he has lost his sense of humor. He never laughed. His constant smoking and drinking makes him more sick and tired. One day, he suffers a severe heart attack, and that brings him down to the earth. It reconnects him to his mortality. And after recovering from the illness, he decides to leave family. He gives up his law practice. When John Julian's friend and assistant visit him, he is told that Julian headed off to India on some kind of expedition, on a tour. And before leaving, he sell his mansion, he sell his private jet, he sell his island, and he sell even his Ferrari. After 3-4 years, when Julian visit John, his junior lawyer, John could not believe his own eyes and the spectacle of Julian Mantle. Friends, Julian looked very young after 4 years when he returns. He looked very vital and energetic. He looked like a young man in 30s. That is, before 4 years, he looked 70s at the age of 53. But now, even at the age of 58 or 57, he looked so young, as if he is in 30s. His was a divine presence. He looked more adolescent in his youth. John is surprised to see the changed personality of Julian Mantle. Once, who looked very old, now turned to a young and pleasant looking man. His ghost-like a complexion was gone. His sickly, lifeless face is now glowing radiantly. Now he looked more calm, serene, pleasant, peaceful, vital, and above all, very smiling. John is astonished by the new and improved look of Julian Mantle, by the miraculous transformation that has taken place in him. He thinks that how could someone who looked like a tired old man now look so vibrant, now look so alive? What could be the magical drug that he had taken? What is the reason behind this extraordinary reversal in his appearance? Julian, now a lawyer turned monk who returned to his own place after 4 years, after returning from the Himalayas from India, he recounts that he sold all his materialistic possessions and headed for India last 4 years before. A land, India, a land whose ancient culture and mystical traditions had always fascinated him. He traveled from tiny village to tiny village of India, sometimes by foot, sometimes by train, learning new customs, and learned to love the Indian people who radiated warmth, kindness, and a refreshing perspective on the true meaning of life. As the days passed on, Julian slowly began to feel alive, and the whole days passed on, and his enthusiasm and energy for living grew again. He started to feel more joyful, peaceful, and began to laugh again, which he forgot 4 years before. Then he began his spiritual voyage to rekindle the spark of life that he lost over all those years. He then heard of Indian monks who lived beyond the age of 100, and despite their advanced age, they maintained youthful, energetic, and vital lives. The more he traveled, the more he learned and mastered the art of mind control and spiritual awakening. He learned to understand, he learned to understand the dynamics behind these miracles of human nature and even tried to apply their philosophy to his own life. He starts enjoying all the little things. In Kashmir, at the foot of Himalayas, Julian fortunately meets a gentleman named Yogi Krishna. Krishnan tells Julian that his mission is to serve others. Now he lives to give others. He pleads Julian to guide him to live a better life, a happy life, a peaceful life. Krishnan advised Julian to visit the great sages living in Himalayas in order to improve the quality life. Julian then sets out to visit the great sages of Sivana. In mythology, Sivana means oasis of enlightenment. So, after traveling for 8 days, he reaches a small village in the thick forest of pines. The little huts where sages lived were made of roses, twigs, and strings, evincing the beauty of nature. Men and women of the village looked astonishingly youthful and moved with poise and purpose, living the life of simplicity, serenity, and harmony. Julian meets Yogi Raman. After meeting Yogi Krishnan, Julian meets Yogi Raman, who tells him about the 7 virtues of life. These 7 virtues transform the life of Julian Manton. Among those 7 virtues, the first one is master your mind. I think the third slide, the next slide, please. Yes, the 7 virtues. Yeah. So the first virtue is master your mind. Friends, Yogi Raman explains to him that it symbolizes a magnificent, lush green garden. He advises that to live life to the fullest, you must stand guard like a guard at the gate of your garden and let only the very best information enter your mind. And don't allow negative thoughts to enter your mind, not even a single thought. He further says that on an average day, the average person runs about 60,000 thoughts through his mind. And most of the thoughts are negative and gradually have fallen into the bad habit of having these mental habits of thinking negative. Rather than focusing on all the good in their lives and thinking of the ways to make things even more better, they are captives of their past. They simply live in their past. They simply think about the negative thinking of their past. Some of them worry about their failed relationships in the past, financial problems, some about imperfect childhood that they had led in their childhood, and others brood over trifling matters, very trivial matters. All are negative. And those who run their minds in this fashion are allowing worry to rob them of their life forces. They are blocking their minds to work magic. They never realize that mind management is the essence of life management. So if you better manage your mind, the better you will be able to manage your life. The way you think stems from habits, pure and simple. So it is the necessity of the present situation, present society to develop the essence of life management. The way then The monk advises Julian to stop judging things, events, and people as positive or negative. You need not judge the things. You need not judge the people. Rather, simply experience them, celebrate them, and learn them. Every event offers you lessons. You consistently apply this principle to your daily life and condition to translate every event into a positive one, empowering one, and you will banish worry forever. You stop seeing a prisoner and you will banish worry forever. Instead, you become the architect of your future. Winston Churchill says, remember, the mind truly is like any other muscle in your body. Use it or lose it. If you want to strengthen your muscle, your muscle, train them. Similarly, you train your mind also. You master your mind, do things in your life with love and enthusiasm. Give a healthy thought and drive away unhealthy thoughts. The secret of happiness is simple. Find out what you truly love to do, then direct all your energy towards doing it. Once you do this, abundance love flows into your life and all your desires are filled with ease and grace. The second virtue that the monk tells is follow your purpose. Friends, the second virtue, the second advice is follow your purpose. Life's purpose, that is dharma. It is represented by a lighthouse. Those who are truly enlightened know what they want out of life, emotionally, materially, physically, and spiritually. Clearly defined priorities and goals will serve as a lighthouse offering guidance and refuge when sea becomes rough. As we all of us know, lighthouse, it offers us guidance and refuge when the sea becomes rough. Similarly, as a lighthouse, the purpose of life helps us as a guide. Know yourself, know your priorities and goals, and work accordingly. When you achieve it, you ultimately find eternal joy. You know your life's aim and manifest this vision into reality by consistent action. So, what Robin Sharma emphasizes is the right and consistent action that is essential in order to follow your purpose of life. People are not setting goals nowadays, especially youth. So you change your life the moment you set your goals. So setting goals and consistent action is the second virtue which emphasizes in this follow your purpose. Now coming to the third virtue, that is practice kaizen. Practice kaizen is a practical concept. It is illustrated by a sumo wrestler. It is a self-mastery concept. It is a Japanese word. Practice kaizen is a Japanese word for constant self-expansion and progress. Julian, or in the name of Robin Sharma, as the author, he advised John, the assistant lawyer, that he must set aside at least 1 hour a day for 30 consecutive days to practice the strategies. This is one of the advices given by Robin Sharma in order to practice progress in order to practice self-mastery, what we need to do is to take or set aside at least 1 hour a day for 30 consecutive days to practice the strategy. Take the time every day for your personal rest break. If you take out time from your hectic schedule for self-improvement and personal enrichment and improve your effectiveness. And by practicing it daily, it will become a habit. Make it a habit. Practice it daily and make it a habit. And this ritual of physicality is based on the principle that says, care for the body, so you care for the mind. As you train your body, so you train your mind. We keep so interest for making our body very healthy. In the same way, we need to take care to make our mind also very healthy. We must train our mind. So, and yoga is an extremely effective way to unlock your reserves of vitality. Also practice the ritual of fresh and live nourishment. He also advises, and in addition to yoga, practice the ritual of fresh and live nourishment. A poor diet drains mental and physical energy. It affects your moods and it hampers the clarity of your mind. Prefer natural food. Fill your plate, your meals or your dinner plate with fresh vegetables, fruits and grains. And vegetarian diet is one of the main longevity secrets, or sattvic, which we call it also sattvic or pure diet. So Robin Sharma advises the youth, all the people, all the readers to have a pure diet, which he also call as sattvic diet for the longevity. And that is the secret of pure diet. Then follow the ritual of abundant knowledge. Become a student of life. Throughout the life, we must become students rather than teachers. We must study something. We must study something. We must learn something new. Read regularly for that purpose. Reading for 30 minutes a day will do wonders for your life. Be selective while reading. Read something that improves your knowledge and that improves the quality of our life. So Julian mentions to read the biographies of great American Benjamin Franklin and Mahatma Gandhi, and his work, The Story of My Experiments with Truth. Hermann Hesse's Siddhartha, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. These books simply help you to see what is already within yourself. Friends, you can interrupt me in between if you have any queries. I have no objections for that. I will continue with this. So these are the names of the books which Robin Sharma wants the readers to read. So these books simply help you to see what is already within yourself. That helps you to have enlightenment. He also advised to practice the ritual of personal reflection. So look at what you are doing every day. That is the personal reflection. How are you spending your day? What thoughts you are thinking? What thoughts you are getting every day? If you are doing mistakes, rectify them. But making the same mistake over and over again is not good. So the very quality, the self-awareness, that is the very quality is the self-awareness that separates humans from animals. So friends, practice these rituals in order to make yourself, in order to enlighten yourself, in order to have a self-mastery or control over your mind. So practice Kaizen, as he says, practice Kaizen. Above all, the most important ritual according to Robin Sharma is simplicity. Friends, simple living, simple thinking is very important. It is the beauty of one's life. So he asserts to live a simple life and reduce daily and materialistic needs by living a simple life. Now let us talk about the fourth virtue, live with discipline. The fourth advice that is given by Robin Sharma is live with discipline. Friends, discipline is very important for all of us in our life. And it is symbolized by pink wire cables in this particular book. Julian, a lawyer turned yogi, further advises John this virtue, that is, live with discipline, self control, and willpower are very, very significant. People have freedom, but do not have proper idea or proper direction. Control your life, control your thoughts, control your mind, and control your life. Then only you will become master of your destiny. So he advises simply having freedom is not enough. You must have a proper direction and you must have a control over your life, control over your mind. Then you will be able to have a disciplined life. The fifth virtue is respect your time. Friends, Julian Mantle or Robin Sharma, because we consider this as an autobiography, Robin Sharma advises the fifth virtue as respect your time. I don't know how many of us respect our time, but it is very important aspect in our life. It is represented by a golden watch in this book. According to him, time mastery leads to life mastery. If you want to master your life, you need to learn mastering the time. Guard your time well. If your schedule is overflowing, with appointments, meetings, etc., instead of speeding off to work, you plan your day the night before. So planning is a part of respecting time. Planning it properly and proper management of time is equally important. Plan your day, week, and manage your time accordingly and very creatively. Give priority to significant activities. The secret of time mastery is time is precious and value it. We all of us know that. Live every moment to the maximum. Maintain a balance. He calls it as the ancient rule of 20. Have the courage to say no to bad things. That saves your time. To bad people, bad things, say no. Develop deathbed mentality. What is this deathbed mentality? Deathbed mentality is like live every moment like last moment of your life. Live that moment happily. Live that moment to the full extent. Live it as if it is a last day. So, those who use time wisely from an early age are rewarded with rich, productive, and satisfying lives. Now, sixth virtue is selflessly serve others. Serving mankind is serving God, service to God, right? We all of us know that. Like this, Robin Sharma says the sixth virtue is selflessly serve others. And it is illustrated by fragrant roses, as roses serve selflessly with their fragrant. The quality of your life is also depends on the way how you serve others. To improve the life of others, you must work. You indirectly elevate your own life in that process. When you take care to practice acts of kindness, for that, what we need to do is we must slowly practice the act of kindness. Daily, we must practice it. We must look out for the things that how we will be helpful for others. Your own life becomes far richer and more meaningful when you learn this. The sages, the monks of the East, call it as the process of shedding the shackles of life. Realize that the most noble thing you can do is to give it to others. Friends, learn to give it to others. Instead of taking something from others, we must also learn to give it to others. Compassion and daily acts of kindness make life far richer. Try to praise the people sincerely. The gestures of warmth offered by you to your friends, those who are in need, the small token of affection, all these also a part of serving others. And express your affection to the members of your family. It is also a part of this. All add up to a much more wonderful way to live a beautiful life and while serving others. The last virtue is the seventh one, embrace the present moment. Live in the present. Do not live in the past. Do not live in the future. Instead, live in the present. It is symbolized by a pass covered in diamonds, where the sumo wrestler walks in that path of the diamonds. Robin Sharma advises to live in the present moment. Live in the now. He says it now. Rather than then, he says now. The sages of Sivana believed that a truly joyful and rewarding life comes only through a process called living in the now. So, living in the present. If one's mind is flooded by millions of thoughts pulling in different directions, it makes one really frustrating. Just as a sumo wrestler found joy by walking and by enjoying the beauty, the sacredness of all that is around you, learn to enjoy the things that are around us. So through sumo wrestler, Robin Sharma advises us to enjoy the things around us and live in the present moment. He gives the story of a little boy, a school-going boy, sacrifice his today, his now for future. When he grows up, he dreams of his school days. When he was asked to express his wish, he wanted to live his school life again, which was not possible for him to live again. So, today is your chance to awaken to the gift of living your life, living your children's childhood today. Practice gratitude along with it and grow your destiny and live in the present moment. Next slide, please. Robin Sharma's The Monk Who Sold, sorry, the previous one, yeah. Next slide, please. Yeah. The monk who sold his Ferrari remains highly relevant in today's fast-paced, materialistic, and stress-driven world. The themes of mindfulness itself shows that we must be conscious of the things that are around us. And stress-driven world, mindfulness, work-life balance, purpose-driven living, these are very much relevant to the modern challenges. And it makes the book more timeless guide, the book that is the monk who sold his Ferrari, as a timeless guide for the personal transformation. Today's society glorifies wealth, luxurious life, and professional success as measures of development or progress. But many professionals overwork themselves to make progress, leading to stress and health issues. They do believe only in progress, but they ignore their health. The rising cases of anxiety, depression, stress due to overwork, digital addiction is the result of lack of discipline, imbalance between action and values, personal and professional life, which leads to lack of fulfillment, constant distractions from social media, smartphones, as they reduce our focus. Robin Sharma's lessons on mastering the mind and embracing the present moment, it is like a lighthouse. The guidelines or the virtues as evinced in the book are evident in today's real world scenario. For instance, Rishi Sharma, a high-profile investment banker, left his multi-million-dollar career in London to become a monk in the Himalayas. He realized that material wealth and corporate success weren't fulfilling his life, so he chose a life of meditation, a similar one to Julian Mantle. Satya Nadella, the Microsoft CEO, promotes mindfulness, empathy, a mindset within the company. He encourages employees to focus on well-being rather than productivity, as Sharma's lessons on mindfulness and work-life balance. It suggests that employers are recognizing the importance of mental well-being over financial gains. Similarly, actor Jim Carrey, a Hollywood actor, realizes the material success does not equate to happiness and encourages self-discovery. And another person, that is Sandeep Maheshwari, once a struggling entrepreneur, shifted his focus towards personal growth and inspiring others. Similarly, Gauri Gopal Das, a former engineer turned monk and a motivational speaker. His teachings focus on mindfulness, gratitude, and purposeful living. So to conclude, the present book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, serves as a reminder that true happiness comes from inner peace and self growth. It encourages acts of kindness, gratitude, and strong relations that leads to happiness. It also helps individuals to navigate modern challenges and cultivate a balanced life. The book also suggests meditation, visualization, and positive thinking among the readers. It encourages continuous learning and self improvement. It promotes taking self care and maintain well being. Thank you. Thank you all for patient listening.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Really, it was a very wonderful session to listen Dr. P. Mantha ma'am on The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma. Ma'am, I would like to share the fact that our students have really enjoyed this lecture where they could understand how Julian has transformed himself from a multi-millennial, materialistically rich person to a spiritual philosopher. And it is very exciting to know the 7 virtues learned and practiced by Julian in this book. Ma'am, this lecture has really motivated our students to read the such self-help books for their progress and academic achievements. Similarly, students are motivated enough to read more books by Robin Sharma for developing their self-reading culture as such. The reading of such culture motivating books are really important for the students, which can make them how to be free from anxiety, depression, and digital addiction. Our generation, present generation, is suffering from all these types of addictions. That is what we can say. So, friends, we are very much thankful to Mantha ma'am for her wonderful session on the monk who sold his Ferrari. Now, I would like to move towards Dr. Chandrasekhar Davne for the vote of thanks, the last part of this program. Now, over to Dr. Chandrasekhar Davne, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Mandali sir. May I audible?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mandali sir. I am Dr. Chandrasekhar Davne here to present vote of thanks of today's resource person as well as the authority of this institution. First of all, I am very thankful to the president of this program, Dr. Mahadev Gamani sir, the principal of Rajeshri Shahu Mahavidyalaya, Latur Autonomous. He is always encouraging us to conduct such motivational programs, and I am also thankful to today's resource person, Dr. P. Mantha, who is the head department of English, Vivekanand Mahavidyalaya, Shirur, Tajpur. Actually, ma'am, your simple English and lucid talking is very much impressed to the students of Rajshri Shahu Mahavidyalaya, Latur. Now you are talking about the topic which we have given to you, and you are ready for only in 2 days only. So the monk who sold his Ferrari by Robin Sharma. Actually, ma'am, in this month we want to give one lecture on one book through Knowing a Book lecture series, and we were just searching who is the perfect person for this lecture series, and our HOD ma'am, Dr. Anuja Jadhav ma'am, suggested us now one ma'am is there and she can give lecture in 2 days only, and we called and you were ready for that one, and thank you very much ma'am for your wonderful lecture on The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Definitely, you presented in your resourceful lecture from the publication of the book to all aspects of the book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Your you presented in a very simple manner the characters, the synopsis of the plot, and even you told all the themes in a very simple manner. So I'm very thankful to you, ma'am. After that, I'm also thankful to our HOD ma'am, who is always encouraging us to arrange such program for the benefit of students. So once again, I am also thankful to our HOD ma'am, Dr. Anuja Zadav ma'am. So in charge of the program, Dr. Sachin Bhandare, who is always taking a lot of efforts to make the program successful. So I'm also thankful to him. I'm also thankful to our colleagues, Dr. Anand Pacha sir, Mrs. Archana Samant ma'am, then Mr. Akash Rathod sir, and all my colleagues. I'm also thankful to the lab technician, Dr. Mr. Ankush Senge sir. And at last, I'm also thankful to all my dear and near students who have listened this lecture very carefully, very attentively, and definitely they will get benefit from this lecture of Dr. Young P. Mantha ma'am. Thank you, thank you very much, today's resource person and all the participants who participated in this program. Once again, I am thankful to all. With the permission of our HOD ma'am, I am in charge of this program. The program is over. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very
Very
much.
much, Anuja ma'am, Bhandare sir, and all the Department of English for making me a part of this book.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so